welcome to the Ranger's Respite. I'm Philip, and this is Drinking Geek. Hey guys, it is review time, and this is one that was supposed to go up last week. I recorded it, pulled it up onto my computer to edit it, realized that I forgot to turn my microphone on. So I'm re-recording it, which sucks because this is a hard one to do. And I have to preface this episode with the views expressed by myself are my views alone, and are based on taste, and taste is subjective. Your mileage may vary. You may decide that based on the notes that I give you for this whiskey, you may like it. I don't, and I'm about to tell you why. So this is Murlarkey Smokehouse, which is whiskey, naturally cured, made in Bristow, Virginia, 45% alcohol by volume, 90 proof. It is finished in a wine barrel, or in wine barrels. It is, by naturally cured, they mean that they have a proprietary process for uh, for giving it a smoky flavor that involves a proprietary blend of smoked, charred, and native oak to infuse until perfection. Certified gluten-free with no artificial flavors or coloring. Smokehouse is like no other. Try it on the rocks or in your next Bloody Mary. So, elephant in the room is this didn't win an award, but it won an award as a flavored whiskey. I did not know that. Okay. Start on the nose. Thin. Light. I'm not getting terribly much smoke on the nose. A little bit. It's just... Oops. Crossed my legs, leaned against my bar, then stood up and couldn't uncross them. It's... What really jumps out at me is that like thin ethanol note that you get in some things that are not aged for very long and then cut down in proof. Smells young. There isn't a whole lot of grain character there. Like there isn't sort of the dusty sweet corn note or the sort of herbal spicy rye note or that sort of like malty cereal note that you get from malt. It's got just a sharp chemical-y ethanol note. Some like I'm not getting a whole lot on the nose today. I mean, didn't get a whole lot before, but I'm having trouble pulling notes out of it that are going to be useful to you. There's a little bit of woodiness, maybe. Some light fruitiness, like a light table wine, maybe. And just that kind of vaguely chemical ethanol note. On the palate, it's very harsh, astringent, lots of ethanol bite. This is where there's some like smoky, meaty barbecue, but it's like when you get a barbecue burger somewhere, or um, you order a barbecue at a chain place. It doesn't generally do barbecue. That sort of like a little bit of pork, a little bit of smoke, some sweetness. But it's flat. It's thin. There isn't a lot there. It's down the hatch. There's no finish. There's nothing there. Doesn't leave an impression. It's kind of boring, which is not the worst thing whiskey can be. But it's also got this unpleasant chemical aroma to it, and on the palate, it doesn't taste quite right somehow. It doesn't have any depth to it. It doesn't have grain character, or any of the nice like uh, compounds that whiskey pulls out of barrels. It's I don't like it. Following the advice of people smarter than me. Um, what would I like to see in it? Well, I think that it would benefit greatly from being a whiskey first. I know that sounds kind of weird, but like they sort of come out of the gate swinging with, it's a smoky whiskey. We use charred and smoked wood and local oak to create a smoky whiskey, but it doesn't have that good whiskey base that that can stand on and complement. It's just smoke, and it's not very well done. The wine finish on it is it's there, I guess, but it's not. It doesn't add depth to it. It doesn't add much character to it. And then there's the other big problem, which is the price. This is a $50 bottle of flavored whiskey. If you want smoke, honestly, if you want smoke and that's your budget, that'll serve you better. That will serve you better. I mean, there are options that are smoky that are in a similar price range, and this just falls flat. It doesn't have depth. It doesn't have a character beyond smoke. And if I'm being really honest, it doesn't do that well. It doesn't deliver a kind of smoke that I would expect from an American smoked whiskey either. It's I just don't enjoy it. I find it to be thin and lacking and ultimately boring, apart from that weird, well, gee, this is interesting, but not enjoyable. And that's unfortunate because I try really hard to talk up and support local and craft whiskey, craft, not craft, craft, and the local whiskey. This is in Bristow, Virginia, my home state. And this is, two out of three things I've tried Or yeah, 2 out of 3 things that I've tried from Murlarkey that just sort of disappoint me. Their vodka is good vodka. Like this and the clemency, the lemon flavored whiskey, just missed the mark. I think that it would definitely benefit from more time in barrels and more focus on making a whiskey that stands on its own and adding the smoke as they go, rather than coming out of the gate swinging with smoke, because they've missed the mark on that and it just doesn't work. Um, yeah, that's my review. If you want smoke, these are similar price point and will probably serve you better. They're slightly different smoke. This is a both of these are Isla single malts, which mean that they've got a little more iodine and like medicinal rubbery notes with that smoke, but they are smoke. They have depth and nuance and character. And this is me saying that as not a huge fan of Bowmore, saying that Bowmore is a better buy than this. Um, that's just how it goes. Now, let's talk about maybe next week. In the poll for next week, we have Wild Turkey Forgiven. I know I'm again breaking from my trying to focus on local whiskey this year thing with that. Burnside Oregon Oak Rye, which will be another interesting episode. KO Distilling Bare Knuckle Straight Bourbon Whiskey, which is a Virginia whiskey. And Canadian Club Classic 12. This is the last week that Canadian Club is going to be on the poll because it's getting dropped if it doesn't get any votes this week. Now, to vote, you've got to join my Patreon or be a member of my local whiskey club. Joining my Patreon is quicker and easier. You don't have to be a local to join it. It's $1 a month. You get to vote on what I review. You get content early. You get exclusive content, and you get a say in what I do for Friday cocktail videos as well. And there's a Discord server. If you want to support my channel but you are not a fan of Patreon, or you just want to make a one-time donation, I have a coffee. You can donate $3 at a time, or you can buy a That's the Spirit pot still sticker, which I sell on Etsy. They're $3 a piece. They're adorable. They were designed by my friend Alyssa at Abercat Studios. I think that's everything apart from the Whiskey Lodge Discord server, which is a place where I hang out and talk about whiskey and other things. There was someone showing off a Cummins 903 big diesel engine that he's been working on. That's kind of cool. And talking about racing in the sports and fitness server, or not server, channel. Yeah, really cool place. Lots of cool people that hang out there. Full disclosure, I am a moderator there. I think that's everything. So until next time, stay happy, stay geeks, stay